I'm Stephen. We come to you today, which is the very end of August, from the council circle, at that space where we build our bonfires, asking them to reveal any secrets they might have us know during our festivals. And quite frankly, friends, that last bonfire was such that I'm still awash in it. They're always telling the melting of form into the fluid, the release of the beings that built the trees, and also to just enjoy and reflect on the power of our mutual celebrations, how the collective goodwill and the celebratory mood has so often gifted us here with something from other worlds, if not other realities. You know, we've had the spontaneous delivery of flowers of the most magnificent sort, special birds, special occasions. Early in these festivals, we used to be excited at one or two spirit beings, or what I refer to as tap screws. And lately, they have become more and more comfortable with us, which verifies that we too have been more comfortable with ourselves. And see in the message of more, which we might reflect on a minute, the true properties of our being. To be reminded of the longer view of life to which we belong. And as the theme of this summer's solstice acknowledged, that we are far more than the vehicle, the bodies and the mind that sit before you and that live within your skin. Oh yes, very important for us to do our work here in this planet at this time, but not to be mistaken for the enduring consciousness of which we are and from which life asks us to reach out into this world. To be reminded briefly that we're really here to reduce the tensions between night and day, that we are in the midst of an evolving, developing world that seeks to take its place in the wondrous adventure of life. The mystery is profound, but bit by bit, we can share some of it together, especially when it is revealed in certain ways. You might ask, well, what really does the reducing of tension between light and darkness mean? Well, friends, most of you are already doing that very well. That means that when we meet injustice in our world, we speak of fairness. That means when we meet the lonely and the lost, that we accompany them. That means if darkness and depression seems to surround somebody, we lift them up. That means that we utilize the beingness of our consciousness to walk in caring ways through this world. You know, friends, as individuals, you are highly valued. Some dare to believe that, but it's true. You must be reminded, and I hope the message of more has done that life has chosen you. There's no accidents here. That you are amongst us today, extending into the world around you the properties of your heart and soul, is the difference between separating the congested from the openness, freeing the imprisoned from those bars, and most importantly perhaps, is coming to a place to realize that we have beautiful and meaningful properties which are being asked to embrace the world in which you journey. No, we need not go and look for any place special. Special is where we are. We need not learn of any steps, programs, or highways to higher consciousness. We need to pour forth that which is already within us. You know, the message before the bonfire this year, which was so affirmed, was one of vigilance. But not only be vigilant in the sense that we verify the place in the world in which we stand, play, and work. In other words, to insist on being valued. But we also spoke how important it is today to go through your days and nights and then again the next day with a wide and vigilant eye, an eye of kindness, an eye of discernment but not judgment. How uncanny that message was stated through the embers of the fire. If you remember, those who witnessed this incredible fire, Mercy had painted a solstice sun upon a large piece of elm, and that during the burning, which was most incredible, the eye, in exactly the same place that she had drawn it into this wood, burnt through clearly. That, my friends, is taken as verification. And to look past that would be simply overlooking the obvious. Yes, it's true that so much of what will direct us and reach us will ask us to make peace with the mysterious. But this fire burnt for quite a long time, and the wood that eye shone through remained static for almost the entire fire, while the eye just beautifully emblazoned and shed its light out into the world around us. That, my friends, is verification. That it is such a time when we need to understand that things are going to move fairly quickly now. And our best directive is to walk that path of caring where we are persistently aware and conscious of the world that surrounds us in the very space that greets us. In other words, it's in this moment, and it's wherever you find yourself now. We're going to take a minute and finish this out in the upper reaches of the property. See you soon. Okay, here we are again, same day. I'm standing here now outside the shack, and there's a reason for moving here. Because there was another part that many of you witnessed during the solstice fire, and that was above us, moving in precision, two silent but beautiful, radiant, ember-colored lights. Friends, they've come back. We've had them at the Redding family gathering, and now I am preparing myself to become quiet and silent enough so that hopefully they might reveal themselves or reveal more of their intentions and purpose here. I had a similar feeling that occupies my inner and outer space here many years ago. And I wrote of this visitation of Melix, which was a being much like us, covered in a metallic like silver blue shimmering vest. And he visited me from amongst the flocks, that which surrounds me right now. But friends, unlike what I think I'm capable of now, I so anguished over this thing that I felt, not knowing what it would be, for many days and nights, that I literally became crazy, out of control. My anticipation was so great. And unfortunately, when this being exposed himself, I was not strong enough, nor did I have the courage to greet him. And as I wrote in something more, I turned from it. And this is something I'm asking all of us to prepare for. There is no question in me that in this time ahead of us, as we make way for that horizon, which is just up the road, that these other worlds will merge and make themselves present and available to you as well, as some of you have already witnessed. This is a very affirming and powerful thing, and it reminds us that this journey of life is just that multiple worlds are moving together, and we have a destination. Dare I say, that one day with a beginning and not an end. So it is coming upon me now to enter a time of silence. And because I think that is how I must prepare. Because when that curtain is raised between what we believed and what is coming to us, there can clearly be some conflict. I want to be well rested this time and not push. So for some period of time now, I'm going to be essentially incognito. Unfortunately, we will not have a fall festival this year. Along with this preparation of mine, there is also a great demand amongst our trees at Happy Tree to fill in so many empty spaces from last year's storm. And that no more likely happens in September, and I think this place will be a muddy wreck. But taking both in hand, we're going to forego this season. And when the time is right, I'll come back and laugh and make celebration amongst you again. I want to illustrate through the front of my chest what I'm asking you to utilize for direction and protection in these times. Nothing. It is all so very new, and all that you need will be revealed. Remember, if you're answering the call of life, and you're walking that path of caring, and if you're warming the world around you and being warmed, you have nothing to worry about. No directions are needed, for you have placed yourself in those mighty hands of life. Sure enough, that outer skin, these bodies, will in their own way melt away. But the consciousness that truly represents your unique individuality, your selfhood and beingness, will remain very purposeful and very much intact. And as you do these things for life, remember also that you are building the inertia which will carry you on for more life. Because you see, taking it in its whole, reducing the tensions that exist in this world is essentially taking those flowers from heaven so that on this ground they might grow. Let me just spin around a second. So the back of my shirt represents for me the confusion, the hopelessness, the ill-paired attempts and the outworn ideas of where we came from, who we are, and where we're going. Friends, there's one thing to hold up in front of you today. My daughter Mercy, she got it right. There's not many of you who have endured and struggled through these 500 pages, but Mercy makes it quite simple. There's only two directions today. It need not be complex. Uncanny how the eye that she placed on this picture years ago was the eye that burnt and opened up to us in that fire. But it's pretty clear. So let's agree in individual and collective ways to continue to move forward into the world without fear and hesitation. Open our eye wide into the highway in front of us, but extend the open hand and a kind heart to the space that surrounds us. Thank you. Fare thee well.